Hi there, hello. Well, it's the last Saturday before Christmas. Are you all ready? And I've got makeup drooping down my face already. Ah, what a great start. A great start having your eye makeup running into it. Hello, Munchkin. Hello. Hang on a minute while oh God, I made it worse. Never mind, I'll just have to look dramatic. I don't know how I've got makeup down there. I'll do a spit, as my mother used to do. Oh, I can't do it without a mirror. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Chris. I've got a big blob or something, which I've just made worse. Oh, you know, she can't be sophisticated, can she, if she tries? Oh, you'll just have to put up with me having a big blob at the corner of my eye, because it's not going anywhere without eye makeup remover. Anyway, hi, how are you all? Are you all ready? Have you got all your Father Christmas presents wrapped up? I haven't. I am totally not ready at all. Not in the mood, not ready, not anything. And it's Christmas Eve tomorrow, and I'm not ready at all. You're probably all ready. You've got everything sorted. You've got all your... We've got the food sorted out, I think, but that's about it. And I'm finishing off this bit here. Got to sew it all up yet and do the hood and do the trimmings. Apart from that, I'm fine. I spoke to my niece today, and she said, well, it wouldn't be you, would it? She has driven me to mum's before today, crocheting a shawl. No, it was a scarf. Crocheting a shawl as we drove along the road because I hadn't finished somebody's present that was going to be at her mum's. So that's how ready I normally am. Yeah. And then one year I was knitting a puppet for my son when he was tiny. I mean, he wouldn't have known because he was that small, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to. So Mummy Christmas is always on the last minute, you know, with everything she does. Yeah. I am actually on the last round of this. Last row, sorry, not round. I'm on the end bit. But then I've got the hood to do. Yeah. And the edgings and the trimmings and the ribbon. And oh, don't talk to me about it. Hopefully it will be wrapped up in time for Christmas Day. So what have you all got planned? Have you all got everything ready? Are you all... I know Nathan doesn't celebrate, but is everybody else ready? You all got your prezzies and everything ready, yeah? Are you all more organised than I am? Because I'm not organised at all. At all, at all, at all. Oh dear. I've got 18 people in and 6 thumbs up. Sorry to remind you people, but I do depend on your thumbs up. So please, please, please. It's Christmas. Be benevolent. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Oh dear. So what are you all up to today? I did speak to Sue today, by the way. She'd just been down to her... Hi, Ethan. She'd just been down to her family, taking Christmas presents, and I was just speaking to her. I kept her company while she drove the last few miles home. She's spending Christmas with her hubby, well, a partner at home. I call him a hubby because they've been together 20 years. He might as well be a hubby. Just because they never actually physically tied the knot doesn't make it any difference to me. Yeah, la la la. I've just been listening to Il Divo while I was getting ready. You've had the influenza, oh dear. It's bad enough at any time of year, but Christmas when you're ill. I remember one Christmas I was really poorly. Can't remember what Christmas it was. I was really, really poorly. I think I spent the whole day in bed. It's miserable, isn't it, when it's Christmas as well? Hey. Well, I was eating, dates, which is not a good idea when you've got IBS. So it's been kicking my behind all day today. And I'm like, what have I been eating? Oh, dates. So obviously, even though I absolutely adore them, when you finish, you're not going out, are you, shopping in the, well, we've got the most horrendous weather. It's been dreadful this week, absolutely dreadful. You're staying in bed for Christmas, he said. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. There's not much on telly usually, although I've got to call the midwife. I've got that to watch on Christmas Day. Yeah, I'll be on my own Christmas Day night. We're having lunch together. And then my son and my daughter-in-law are going to their family and spending Christmas Day night, having a bit of a party. So obviously they'll be staying overnight because there will be alcohol involved. So they'll be staying overnight. So I'll be on my own, which is nothing fresh. I'm on my own a lot of the times. I've spent lots and lots of Christmases on my own. Doesn't particularly bother me. And they're coming back Boxing Day sometime. So I'll have my mince pies. I'll be fine. And I've got my chocolate biscuits, which I shouldn't be having, but I am because it's Christmas. So ask me if I care, if I have a spike. I've lit this was given, you probably can't see it, I'll reach it down. It's so pretty. It was given to me by my aunt, probably 30 years ago. Yeah. You put a tea light in it. Oh, I don't think you can see it because of the glare. Let me just turn that light off a minute and see if it's any better. Can you see it? It's the shepherds and the tree. Oh, the glare. It's got the glare, hasn't it? Following it. It's because there's a candle inside it. But it looks like it's moving. It's very, very pretty. I think it's the three wise. No, it's the shepherd and the sheep. And then it's Mary, Joseph, and the baby, which you can't see because I put... If I hadn't got the light in, it probably would be able to do. Am I going to share some vlogs? Oh, I don't think so. I might do another video. But I won't really be doing much vlogging or anything on Christmas Day. I'll be too busy watching the telly and maybe having a bit of Bailey's, who knows? A little bit of Bailey's, eggnoggy stuff. Whatever it is, Irish cream, isn't it? No, I doubt very much if I'll be doing any. I might make one video, but it won't be on Christmas Day. No way, not Christmas Day. Oh, excuse me, my strap's disappeared. Oh, I need to fasten my button up now. No, I won't be one of the ones doing live videos. I think Crochet Rocks will be doing a video. She said she'd open one of her presents that somebody had sent her. She said she'd open one of her presents. I won't have many presents this year because I asked for none. So I told my nieces not to bother. I don't see them anyway. It's going to be, it's not the same. When you get older, it isn't the same Christmas. The sparkle and the pizzazz has gone out of Christmas as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. It's not quite the same. Carols around the Christmas tree in Prestwich. You know, no tree round here for blooming miles, so nothing like that round here. And the band, the brass band used to come and play at the top of our street, which was beautiful. They used to play carols, not Christmas Day, but they used to come over Christmas. Hi, Nicole. Which was really, really nice. But of course, we have nothing like that around here. Nothing at all. So I won't be venturing out. I'll be like the Grinch at Christmas, yeah. All this bar humbug stuff, yeah. Hey. So what are you all doing for Christmas besides... I know in America you don't have turkey, do you? I don't think we've got turkey, actually, to be quite honest. My daughter-in-law's done all the shopping, so I don't quite know what we're eating for Christmas Day. I can't eat a lot anyway. I'm a poor one for eating. But it's bad for the eating, but good for the figure. I've lost a load of weight. Oh, never mind. I have bought myself a new dress. Oh, hello, Yolanda. Merry Christmas to you, dear. I bought myself a new dress. I might show you that if I make a video tomorrow. And I might try and show you this, what I'm crocheting, if I get it finished in time. It's got to be blocked out, you know, so that the pineapples will spread out, yeah. Oh, thank you, Yolanda. I've got a blob at the corner of my eye where my eye makeup has done a runner, so I'm not quite looking as suave and sophisticated as I may normally do. Yeah. Well, I've got my fire lit. It won't be lit on Christmas Day, you know, like Christmas Eve, but just in case Santa wants to climb out of it, you know, but I don't think he will. I have actually got 2 presents to open that were given to me by a friend at Knit Club. So I resisted opening them. I'm very good like that. If people give me Christmas presents and it's not Christmas or it's not my birthday, I'm very good at not opening them. So I used to get so angry with my friend because she used to rip the paper off as soon as you give it to her. And I'm like, no, it's for Christmas, leave it. But I knew for a fact the minute she got home, she'd rip it undone. To me, that spoils it. It means you've got no surprises Christmas morning. You know, I like to have something to open. I can't exactly wrap my dress up, can I? Gift it to myself. I suppose I could. Really. Oh, surprise. Somebody's brought me a dress and it's my size. And it's my colour and it's all what I wanted. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Janet, for sending yourself a Christmas present. Hey-ho. So, I've got my Christmas tree a-twinkling. I was going to light a candle, a scented one. But you wouldn't have been able to smell it anyway, would you? Oh, hello. As soon as I do anything, I get a... Somebody sends me a message. Hey, I'm nearly finished this row. And then I've finished the body. Still got to sew it all up and crochet the hood. So I'm so glad to see the end of this pineapple. I did look on Ravelry at other people who've done this pattern. And I am not joking. Some of them are, I'm not being rude, but they're horrible. They've done them in super thick wool, probably, so they could get the tension. And it's supposed to be a fairy jacket. Now, fairies to me are ethereal, lightweight and floaty. They're not big and chunky, are they, fairies? Yeah. So even though I've worked all mine out myself and had to alter everything myself, At least mine looks a bit more floaty. I didn't want it to be heavy because it's going to droop because of the weight of it anyway. But can you imagine if it was done in thicker yarn, it'd be straight down to your toes the minute you put it on. So, but this one wants blocking out. I brought me blocking mats, aka children's mats that you put on the floor. That's what I got. Blocking boards are too expensive. So I bought the interlocking children's boards. So I've laid them out on my laundry area, ready. And hopefully I can spray it with water tonight when I've finished on here. I'll do the sewing up and everything later. Right, where's my scissors? I don't know where my scissors are, but I do know where my slippers are. Snip, 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 snip. Right, I shall show you where I'm up to. I've got to sew the shoulders up again because I undid the shoulders because they weren't right. That's the body's part of it. And this is the skirt. If I hold it up, can you see the skirt? It needs blocking to make the pineapple stand out more. It's got to have the hood, which I've got to start crocheting, and it's got to have the edge, you know, done down the front and round the hood when it's done. And obviously sew the sleeves in, which I've done the sleeves. Oh, stop sending me messages, somebody. Oh, scissors have gone. Oh, sleeves are done. That's the top of the sleeve. And that's the edge of the sleeve. As you can see, they've got the pineapple stitched around the bottom of the sleeve. But I'm not being funny, but I think mine looks more delicate than some of the ones on Ravelry. There's 112 of them on Ravelry, and not one of them said they haven't had any trouble with it. I'm on a 450 hook, which is one size bigger than it's supposed to be. And some of the ladies on Ravelry have been using a 550 hook to get the tension right. Let me see who's sending me messages. Somebody mithering me. Don't want to know I'm on a live, thank you. Nathan, you should know better. You know I'm on a live, Nathan. Yeah, I agree with you. That is horrible. Nathan found a picture of, do you remember the daisy makers where you went round and round and round and they were like string bags and stuff? He found a lady who's made a cardigan. It looks absolutely horrible. Oh, God. No, something, pride and joy. Somebody's commented on a post I've made. Jeremy Hunt has blasted the economic Scrooges. Yeah, well, he's probably got enough money for Christmas, hasn't he? Unlike the rest of us. Right, let me see how many. Yeah, you're interrupting me, Nathan. You know better. Right, let me see how many I'm supposed to cast on for the hood. Or chain on or whatever. What do you call it when you're casting on? Do you call it chaining on or what do you call it? It'll probably say so many chain and I probably wouldn't be able to put it round a kid's head. Oh gosh, hood. How am I supposed? Well, I'm not doing the hood like that. The hood's done plain. The hood's done plain. How horrible is that? Right. You'll be creating the hood separately and attaching it to the coat once the hood is complete. chain 98. That will probably fit a kid. You call it the foundation row, do you, Val? Yeah, it's definitely, I call it casting on, even though it's not. Right, I need to start another ball of wool. I am not starting the hood with that bit. That can do for the twiddly bits and the sewing up. I always have to look up YouTube when it's that. Oh, for goodness sake, phone, stop it. When it's, when they tell you to do that, when you do the first chain and the row at the same time, what do they call it? Extended something. I always have to look it up. It does not stay in my head at all. And it is a better way of doing it because it makes it very stretchy. For the bottom of something like I chicken out of it and I just do much bigger hook, to be quite honest with you, because I can't be doing with that. I have to look it up all the time. Doris Chan, my favourite lady, always uses the sort of extended foundation. F something DC, she calls it, foundation double crochet or something. La 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 la. Right, I found the end. It's triumphant, isn't it, when you don't get 17 yards of yarn barf coming out at the same time. You think, my lucky day. My lucky day. And I've dropped my snippers on the floor. These remind me of my aunties who used to work in the cotton mills. They used to have bigger versions of that, fastened on a string round their waist. And how on earth they didn't stab themselves, I'll never know. I had my mum's old pair for years and years and years, but they went a bit rusty. And they stopped being sharp. Yeah. It is more special when you've got little ones. We don't have it. Well, we do have little ones, but they're not like here. They're not on they're on my daughter-in-law's side of the family. I mean, they're my son's great-grandchildren. No, my son's grandchildren. Yeah. But because I don't see them, they're not really mine, if you know what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry to be boring. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm warm at last. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I should have done this before, shouldn't I? 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 35, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. I sail with me. 71, 72, 76, 77, 78, 78, 79, 80, 84, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. Now that's what it's supposed to be. No, that will not make a hood. No. I had a phone call today from my cousin. He's 89. He's talking about going to his villa in Spain if somebody will take him. Don't look at me, love, I don't drive. 100, 1, 2, 3, 12, 13. I go with him, but somebody else needs to drive. Ooh. I used to think he was so handsome. I was 7 at the time. And he would be, well, presume 18 or something like that. And he drove a sports car, an open top sports car, an MG. Oh, I thought he was the bee's knees. And he was in the Air Force. and he'd been in Cyprus, and he had this dark curly hair and beautiful suntan. When I was 7, I mean, you don't know what fancying somebody is when you're 7, but I thought, oh, he's so lovely. I suppose it was my equivalent of a schoolgirl crush when I was so young. I don't know. Do you have schoolgirl crushes when you're 7? That might be. No, I think she'd rather have a baggier hood, if you know what I mean, a droopier hood rather than a tight hood. Hi, Jane. Did you see that picture I sent to you? It was Mikey from Yarn Inspiration standing next to these two massive, what do they call them? Nutcracker people. Hi, Lydia. And I thought, oh, Jane would like them. I mean, he's about 6 foot and they were about twice the size of him. They must have been absolutely massive. They were in a store somewhere. Do, 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 do. It's a pity we can't have Christmas music, isn't it? But you know that you're still at your parents' house. Oh, can you send some of the warm over here? Because it's flipping cold over here, I tell you. It's howling a gale. I've lost my glasses. Where have I put my glasses? They're here. That's the trouble with using a dark colour. You can't see where you're putting your hook. Can you? Excuse me while I put my windows on. Glamorous they are not, but never mind. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose the advantage of doing that foundation chain thing. Oh, well, that's good. That's one good bit of good news anyway, isn't it, Lydia? But he's healing up. As long as he doesn't get a cough, we're all right. It's absolutely blowing a gale here. It was absolutely awful this week. It's been terrible. We've had that storm, whatever she's called. Pia, I think she's called. Pia, Pia. Storm Pia. And it's been howling a gale and blowing everything over. My friend in Scotland, she had a new garden shed. She didn't put it up. She had it put up for her, yeah. And it's blown down. Get the people back in for that, because that's ridiculous. You pay for a shed and you don't erect it yourself. You pay for them to do it for you. Then other people have been losing fence panels by the sun. Then there was a picture on Facebook of somebody's trampoline on top of the roof. Yeah. All we lost here, well, we didn't lose it, was, the dustbin next door blew over. So that was up and down the drive. Anyway, my daughter-in-law went and sorted it out because they were out at work. It was casting its contents all over the drive. Luckily, it was the paper bin. So it wasn't anything icky to pick up, yeah. Hey, I can't see a thing here. I'm all right with dark purple when I get going, but when I'm doing the first row and I have to go into miss 4 chain and then go into the 5th chain, it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard, so you have to bear with me for a minute because I need to do it. I can't not do it. I can't say, right, I'll do it tomorrow, because I won't have time tomorrow. I bet you're all up to date, aren't you? I bet you've done all yours. You're not like me. Last minute Charlie. think I'll be late for my own funeral, may I tell you. Ooh, take a letter, Miss Smith. Yeah. That coffee is almost cold. You let it go cold, didn't you, Janet? 'Cause you're stupid. Stupid. So you're not telling me what you've been doing. What you've been crocheting or knitting or sewing or embroidering or whatever, painting. Whatever it is you do in your spare time. I've got to paint that doll's house in my spare time in the new year. That's my New Year project. You're working on a poncho. Do you know I have never made myself a poncho? I did make one, if you remember, that one with all the bright flowers on it that nobody bought. So it looks like that'll be my poncho. You're working on patchwork. I wish I had the patience for that, but I don't. The girls at Knit Club, they've all got lovely embroidery machines and everything. They do patchwork and sewing and stuff like that, but not me. It takes me all the time to sew a straight line. I've been going to repair my trousers all week and not done them yet. That could be another New Year's resolution. Revolution, as my son used to call them. To actually uncover the sewing machine and thread it up. It's been that long, so I'll have to Google how to thread it up. It's been that long since. Oh, you're doing it by hand? It's for the Brandy, Mum. Who's Brandy? Oh, my cross-stitch career was extremely short. I bought a Christmas card once that needed cross-stitching, so you can imagine how tiny it was. It was probably about 3 by 3, and it was a little robin on a little branch. And in the end, my friend said, "Give it to me," she says, "and then I'll give it you back as a Christmas card," which she did. She said, "I knew you'd never do it." Oh, ye of little faith. She was right. I would never have done it. It would have stayed there forever. It would have probably finished up being gifted to somebody else, yeah. More shopping than stitching. I've not done much shopping myself, actually. It makes you cross-eyed, Munchkin. I don't know about cross. It made my eyes go round in a circle. I couldn't see it. Even with my glasses on, I couldn't see it. You need to have one of them magnifying lights, don't you, to do anything like that? Definitely not my forte. And painting's not me either. Neither's them diamond stitch paintings. I'd have them all over the floor. I'd knock them flying. They'd be stuck to the carpet. I've no patience for anything small. They're like little tiles, aren't they? You'd have to pick them up with little tweezers. Think, ooh, yeah. I'll be glad when the rage for that's finished. I'd rather do a jigsaw than do diamond painting. I used to love doing jigsaws, but I had to stop because I kept bending my neck over. And I think I've told you I've got spondylitis and arthritis in my neck. So when I kept bending over the table, doing a jigsaw. Oh, your tremors are too bad to do your stuff. You'd be no good at that diamond painting, would you, Jane? You'd be worse than me. I'm clumsy. That's my trouble. I am just so clumsy. If I think I'm going to knock that over, I do. You know, if you've got a tray of little teeny weeny beads or anything, and you think, I know I'm going to knock it over. I know I'm going to knock it. And I do. Flying all over the floor. Yeah. I know. That's what I mean. I can't understand with those 5D things how people do loads of them. What do they do with them? Do they run out of friends to give them to, or what? Hi, Lizzie. How are you today? I'm trying to do my first row, so that's why I'm concentrating. I'll be all right when I get this first row done. I can take my windows off then. I actually can take my little gloves off, I think. I think my hands have warmed up. These have been brilliant, I tell you. Little furry gloves. So warm. Oh, you get it everywhere. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Well, it's like Afghans, blankets, whatever you want to call them. Charity shops are full of the things, aren't they? Hi, Mum. So obviously people make loads and loads of blankets for friends and things, and then they don't want them, so they shove them in the charity shop. I think blankets are intensely personal as far as with colours are concerned, unless you're like me and you don't mind colour. But a lot of people like everything to tone, don't they? So if you made them a blanket and it wasn't the right tone for the living room or the sofa or something, then they just chuck it away, don't they? So I often think about these people who say, oh, I'm making this for my friend, I'm making this for that. I thought, oh, I hope you've consulted them with colours. Because, you know, if your living room's all beiges and browns and that, and you gift somebody a bright red and purple one, you know, they're just not going to like it, are they? And that's how come they wind up in the charity shop or the thrift shop, whatever you want to call it. I watched a programme once on a thrift shop, and this woman, she must have had about 20 of these gorgeous, gorgeous, like Afghans blankets. Nothing wrong with any of them. All just been given away. And they were being sold for about $5 or something like that. They would have cost about $45 for the wool. That just shows how people don't value things. Right, I'm nearly got about 2/3 across my row, then I can start talking to you all properly again. I hate first rows. I don't know whether you do or not. Fortunately, I don't have to aim for so many shells in a row because I'm just doing it by guesswork. Do, do, do. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I'm not with all this happy holidays and stuff. I celebrate Christmas. I'm not against anybody else celebrating whatever the heck they want. But me, it's Happy Christmas. I'm sorry if I upset anybody, but that's the way I am. I'm a bit fed up with all this woke stuff. Can't say this, you can't say that. You're frightened of opening your mouth these days. You know, people saying it's offensive if you say Happy Christmas. It's offensive to me if they say Happy Eid, but I mean, I don't grumble. If they want to say that, they can say it. They want to say Happy Hanukkah, yeah, that's fine. Say it. Doesn't worry me. So why should it worry you if I say Happy Christmas? Live and let live, that's what I say. Oh, I know. It is repressive. It's oppressive because you're frightened to death of opening your mouth in case somebody says, you can't say that. I want to be addressed as I'm gender neutral. Oh, for God's sake. Evening, Connie. Even forms today. They used to say male or female or prefer not to say, didn't they? Now they say male, female, trans. Ooh. There was about 7 options when I last filled a form in. What do you prefer to be known as? I prefer to be called Janet, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. And when I last looked, I was a female. I do not want to be identified as a male. No, thank you. I don't have a willy. It was a lot simpler when I was a girl. Men were men, women were women. There was a few that didn't quite know what they were, but that was all right. La, 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 la. Have you all got all your carols ready to sing? Oh, I wonder if Kaz is recovered from a COVID yet. Mind she might be working because it's Christmas. It's all hands on deck, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, too many options there is these days, you're right. Too many options. I mean, being as it's Christmas, I think I'll identify as a reindeer. Just got invisible horns, but I'm a reindeer. And my nose is already red, so. So tonight you can address me as Rudolph. I want to be known as a reindeer. Does anybody want to be identified as Father Christmas? Papa Noel, or whatever you want to call him? Yeah. You're identifying as a Christmas tree, right? Okay, you've got a Christmas tree, we've got a reindeer. Anybody else want to be anything else today? Oh, God, last minute things for Christmas, yeah. Well, as you can see me, I'm still doing mine. I'm on the hood now, at least I'm part way there. Well, it'll take me ages to sew it up and do the edging, won't it? And block it all out, and put the ribbon on it, and put the buttons on it. Guess I'm going to be busy tomorrow. It does help if I get up, but I like my bed too much when it's cold in the morning. I get up to the bathroom and then I think, it's a bit chilly, I'll get back in bed, and then I nod off again. I think I'll get up when the house is warmed up a bit, yeah. I'm really bad at getting up in the morning these days. I mean, when I had Buster, when I had Gigi, you have to get up with dogs, don't you? You have to get up. But I don't get up with these two. Unless, I'm looking after them. Oh, I'm always on the last minute, Connie. I'm always have been all my life, been on the last minute, finishing things off for Christmas. Ever since I learned how to knit and crochet, which was quite a long time ago. I think I was about 5 or 6 when I learned to knit, and I was about 13 when I learned to crochet. So ever since then, I've been on the last minute. It's not so bad now, but when I used to crochet for the family, you know, I used to be, oh God, and I never used to start early enough. I'd think I'm going to start in September, but I never did. I'd be one of those like at the first month of December thinking, oh my God, I've got 4 jumpers to make. That was me. But I used to crochet a lot faster though, because my fingers didn't used to go dead back then. But my shoulders didn't go funny. It's called getting old. Oh, your buttons come undone. Got my sparkles on today. I changed the buttons. I bought this cardigan off eBay a couple of years back, and it has little sequins on. So I changed the buttons and I made them into red hearts that sparkle. Can you see them? Red hearts that sparkle. Changed the buttons because it had plain buttons on. Yes, I wanted to be festive, and I've got me. They look like sequins, don't they? I'm trying to be Christmassy. I've got a red top underneath, but it's too big. It's a lovely thing to say when you say everything's too big, yeah. Fits me where it touches. It's not so bad when it's a cardigan, but when it's like a tank top thing and it sort of bulges out because it's too big. Oh dear, never mind. Dashing through the snow. Yeah, I'm a red festive reindeer. My nose was Rudolph with your nose so bright. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? I haven't put my Christmas songs on this year yet. I need to sort it out, yeah. My CDs are sort of wedged in a box thing in the unit, which is behind the... My sister, my daughter-in-law, has a habit. She will push a chair back, and I keep pulling it out together. She pushes it back again every time she hoovers. Hello, excuse me. Thank you for wishing me Merry Christmas. I'm warm at the moment because the fire's nice and bright and lit. You're painting your daughter's bedroom. Oh, you are a busy bee, aren't you? You're like me, leaving everything till the last minute, Connie. I bet you've had all year to paint that. Then you decide to paint it just before Christmas. Oh, dear. No, the only thing I'll be painting and decorating will be my Dolly's house. I was looking at it thinking, can I get away with not wallpapering it? Because it's going to be awkward, isn't it, trying to wallpaper in a little squidgy space. Oh, she decided the last minute. Well, tell her to ask Father Christmas then. Get him down the chimney to do it, yeah. Do, 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 do. Oh, this hood's going to take a long time to do. Yeah, you should have asked Father Christmas. Could he do it for you? Yeah. So have you all got your festive food organised? I know you don't have turkeys if you're in America, but have you got it all organised? What do you eat on Christmas Day if you don't eat turkey? Please don't tell me you have mac and cheese. If I came to your house for Christmas dinner and you give me mac and cheese, I'd have to go to the bathroom to be sick. Oh, you're having prime rib? Go. Why is it Americans have to have mac and cheese on Christmas Day? Vile stuff. A beef roast. That sounds a bit better. We don't use, well, if we have turkey, we only have like a little turkey breast bit. We don't have a turkey. No, turkey can be dry if it's not, if you get a big turkey, it can be dry. My dad used to always insist on this, the biggest flipping turkey, you're staggering under the weight of it, and then flipping eating turkey forevermore. Everybody had to go home with some turkey wrapped up in tin foil. Yeah, I've not had any beef dripping for a long time, not seen it. My fish and chip man in Prestwich used to use beef dripping to fry his fish and chips. Gorgeous they were. Still not found a decent chippy round here. They're all right, but they don't rave about them. Don't rave about them. Oh, they were really good. He's won awards for his fish and chips. I think he's number 4 in the UK for in the chip shops. He's brilliant. No guests for Christmas. No, my son and daughter-in-law are going to their family Christmas afternoon and staying overnight, coming back Boxing Day, and taking the dogs. So I'll be on my own Christmas Eve watching Call the Midwife, sitting there with my Baileys and a mince pie. I'll be fine. Oh, a Caribbean pig roast dinner. Oh, I like Caribbean. It's funny though, I like Caribbean and yet I don't like curry, or I don't like Indian or Pakistani or whatever it is. Yeah, and I've reached me next program. No, the next project. I went into the shed. I had to go into the shed today. I've been avoiding it because it's flipping cold. So I had to go in to get my blocking boards. So I picked up. I know it's a bit late for Christmas, but look at that. Red sparkle. Hayfield bonus glitter. Isn't that lovely? You know me, I like a bit of glitter. And I like red. So probably be a nice cardigan. So that'll be what I'll be doing on Christmas evening, probably, if I feel like starting anything. That'll be what I'll be doing, making myself a cardigan. I don't mind a bit of sparkle, even though it's not Christmas. I would have liked it for Christmas, but I didn't have the time. But I don't mind wearing sparkle because I'm a sparkly kind of person. I don't mind a bit of glitter. Yeah, I'll be wearing my dress that I got from Moonbeams and Mayhem tomorrow for Christmas Eve. And then I'll be wearing my new velvet dark green one for Christmas Day with my new beads. You'll get to see them if I make a video. I'll show them you tomorrow if I make a video, if I have time. If I'm not busy finishing this off and blocking it off. Look at that yarn bath. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, Janet, what are you doing? Yeah, I've been busy watching reruns of everything, watching Madame Blanc. And what else was I've been watching? Agatha Raisin, I've been watching. Midsummer Murders for about the 4th time. And Agatha Christie. I mean, there's a new Agatha Christie coming on, but when you read it, what the thing is, it's like the 415 or something from Paddington redone. But they've made the lead figure, I think the lead figure, they made it a guy instead of a woman. Diversify, I suppose, yeah. So it's not Miss Marple anymore, it's some bloke. But it's just the same. I mean, there's only so many Agatha Christies, isn't there? I think we've run out of them now. Although I read somewhere that somebody else was writing in the style of Agatha Christie, but I've not seen anything that he or she has written. Yeah. Oh, it's always reruns, isn't it? There's nothing new. Except Call the Midwife, supposed to be new. Yeah, Midsummer's, I like that, but I've seen them all about 4 times now. There's no new ones of that, is there? There's a new one of Vera, I think, on Boxing Day. I'll be looking forward to that. But at least it used to be, do you remember years ago, every Christmas Day it was Jason and the Argonauts, wasn't it? Or Mary Poppins. I must have seen Jason and the Argonauts about 20 times. And my ex-husband used to love it and he used to put it on. Or Sinbad. Da, 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 da. Somebody's creaking down the stairs. Judging by the at the end, it was my son. Oh, the robe, yeah. I mean, I know it's a religious time of year, but how many times can we see the robe, yeah? You can't get into Vera. Oh, I love Vera. I've watched it right from the beginning. I've been watching Vanderbilk as well, but that's been very gory recently. Again, the reruns, but they are gory. Start off gory right from the beginning. It's no wonder they put them on at 10 o'clock at night. Just to keep you awake when you go into bed, ooh, he's been cut up in pieces, ooh. Yeah, I watch a lot of the true life murders as well. But, I mean, it's okay, but you kind of know the endings, don't you? You know, how they tracked them down. Oh, you sewn it up wrong. Oh, Jane. I did that with the shoulders on this. I had to unpick them. And when you unpick them, you're terrified you're going to cut into the fabric, aren't you? I've done that before. Cut into the crochet while I was trying to, unpick it. I don't know whether that's somebody going up the stairs or somebody coming back down again. If it's the dogs, they usually come flying in here, don't they? So Rosie always comes down the stairs, turns left, and comes into my room before she goes. She's supposed to be going to turn right to go to the toilet, yeah. But she always turns left and comes in here. Trisha's always going, wrong way, wrong way. Yeah, Jane, put your glasses on, get your magnifying glass, and make sure you look 2 or 3 times before you actually cut anything. Just keep testing it with the needle or something. Make sure you're cutting the right thread. I was doing that with the shoulder. I was testing every stitch like that until one started to move up and down. I thought, that one I'll cut. And then I could go backwards to either side. Thankfully, I did not cut my threads with the shoulders when I had to undo them. I sewed them all up, merrily sewed the shoulders up, and realised I hadn't left any room for the neck at the back. The back neck was about that wide. I thought, that's not right. Hey. It's not so bad if you're crocheting or knitting with a light colour, but when you're doing black or a dark colour, you're like, what have I cut the wrong thing? What have I cut the thread? We've all done it, haven't we? Then you're trying to bodge it together, aren't you? To get a darning needle and try and bodge it up, nobody will notice. Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. They have horse and whatevers on the seafront at Blackpool. They're all them Cinderella coaches. And at the end of the season, oh, they do look tatty. They might have been sparkling, pristine pink, pretty pink at the beginning of the season, but they look a bit dog-eared and shabby, and the poor horse is standing out there in the rain, yeah. You think, oh, poor little horse standing there in all that rain. I suppose they're all trying to tempt, aren't they, young girls into these, Cinderella coaches or whatever. But there's so many of them. I'd rather have an old-fashioned open, a bit like the royalty riding, one of them kind of coaches if I was going to go for a ride up and down the seafront. I wouldn't want to go and sit in a pretty pink Barbie carriage. Oh, God. Well, the Moors murders, I kind of was near the Moors when that was all happening. My cousin came over from Canada and he wanted me to take him up, I said, well, we're not going to find anybody. We're not going to see anything. I said, the Moors are huge. I said, I can take you up to the Moors. I think he thought it was a little field or something that. I said, they're vast, absolutely vast. And they're wild and they're woolly and there's no way, there must be hundreds of people buried up on the moors that they'll never find. You think with all this technology, wouldn't you, that they would invent a machine that could see through layers of dirt, and find people who are buried up there. I bet there's quite a few. More than what we know. I'm not talking about the Moors murders, I'm talking about other people. But there's a few people down up underneath the soil up there, going back centuries. Going back to the, 15, 1600s and that, can't afford to bury them. Let's just take them up a bit of moorland and shove them up there. Who knows who's up there? Who knows? Oh, there must be, Connie. There must be loads of unknowns. I don't mean recently. I'm going back centuries. That's a big hood, isn't it? That's a big enough hood, yeah. Well, people didn't have money, and people didn't track people back in the day. Yes, imagine back in the day you could murder anybody, couldn't you? Yeah, nobody will ever know what's happened to Madeleine McCann, will they? Unless somebody suddenly, in years to come, discovers her remains somewhere. You think with all the knowledge and the technology, they would have found, if she has been murdered, they would have found Madeleine's remains by now. That's the trouble with anything that comes on the, anything that happens. There's that many theories and people pointing fingers, don't they? Oh, it's got to be the parents. Oh, it's got to be these. Well, we'll never know, Connie, because if it was, they got rid of her where nobody can find her, haven't they? You think if it was the parents, I mean, they weren't au fait with the geography of the place they were at, were they? You would think that somebody would have found her by now if it was the parents. Yeah, it's always for the ones who are left behind, isn't it? Because you never know. You did have a sister, but we don't know what happened to her, yeah. I felt sorry for that Winnie. She's died and still doesn't know where her son was, did she? Because Ian Brady and Myra Hindley would never say. I mean, that was just pure malice, wasn't it? It didn't make any difference to their sentences or anything. So why could they not? Might I say, out of the goodness of their heart, they probably didn't have one, did they? Otherwise, they wouldn't have done what they did. At least give the mother the, satisfaction or whatever of knowing where her son was. That was just pure evil. But there are some very evil people around. You often wonder what. I'm sure when they're born, they're totally innocent little babies, aren't they? What turns them into psychopaths? Is it in their DNA, or is it something that turns their brain, or what? Yeah, they were evil till the end. They knew. Tortured that poor woman by never telling her where her son was. Tell you. When you watch some of the programs and watch what people do to the victims, and you think, oh, God, that is so. How could anybody? You wouldn't even think about it, would you? You can understand somebody who's being tormented, tortured, or whatever, one day hitting out at the person who's doing it. You can understand why, one day they had enough and they just, end of it. You can understand that in a way. I'm not condoning it. Oh, with animals, there is no excuse for cruelty to animals. None at all. I must admit, if a lion was trying to bite my head off, I think I might want to shoot it. But, normal, torturing little dogs and cats and, if bullfighting, cockfighting, oh, no. Dog fighting or whatever, no. It's a date. The only date I'm going to get this Christmas, let's face it. I love dates, and yet they play havoc with my digestion, but I still eat them because I love them. And I won't stop eating until this box is finished. I love dates, I love prunes, I love everything that I shouldn't eat with IBS. Sprouts. I love prunes. Next time I'm in Cleveland, I must go into the health food shop and buy some prunes. Oh, thank you, Connie. You're on my date. Probably better than any date I would get. Once upon a time, when I was in my 50s, I did go on a dating site. Oh, my goodness me. desperate you would have to be. I know, Chris, but they sort of don't stay, if you know what I mean. They go, dates don't stay. So any bit of sugar, they stay about an hour and then they go. Now, I went on a dating site when I was in my 50s. Oh, God, dropouts dream. Oh, how anybody finds anybody on there, I do not know. I know they say you got to kiss a lot of frogs before you meet the handsome prince, but my God, I didn't even get frogs. I got toads. Oh, I'm not talking about ugly. I'm just talking about not nice people. You know, you talk to them, they sound quite nice, and then you meet them and you think, oh, God, no, let me out of here. Make an excuse to go home. I love dates. I can sit and eat the whole box, and I know it's disastrous if I do. So I'm just allowing myself to. My mum used to buy a box of dates. There used to be like an oval-shaped box of dates. Only at Christmas. We never got dates any other time of the year, just at Christmas. And they were always on like a plastic stick. These are Marks and Spencer. They are medjool dates, whatever that means. Medjool dates with stones. They will last until the 19th of February. No, they won't. They'll be eaten long before then. Hand something or other. How can you hand something a date? Hand picked. I have to get my glasses on for this. It's in real writing. Hand selected, especially succulent and delicious. Ooh. I hope it doesn't tell you how many calories I'm eating. Well, if I ate 100 grams, I've eaten 1,264 calories. In other words, I've eaten too many calories today. Product of Israel. Boxed in Ireland. Right, okay. Important conservation. Oh, yeah. In order to eat them, it's all in French. I'm struggling with my schoolgirl French here. You've got to eat them within 3 months. Oh, no, 3 days. Once you've opened them, you've got to eat them within 3 days. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. It doesn't say that in English, funnily enough. It just says that in French. It doesn't tell you you've got to eat them within 3 days. Oh, yeah, it does. I beg your pardon. Once opened, eat within 3 days. That is not a problem. They will be long gone before 3 days have gone. And they're dried anyway, so they won't come. Why do they tell you these stupid things, yeah? Oh, no. Ugh. I don't like cockroaches. Blech. Don't like cockroaches. Cockroaches and earwigs. I don't like earwigs either. Don't see many earwigs these days, but I used to see loads of earwigs when I was little. Yeah, it was in 3 days. They're dried. Well, not dried, are they? But they're not fresh as in, you know, it's like saying eat an apple, isn't it, within 3 days? Who the heck? You know, apples, I mean, they probably had them for weeks before you even buy them in the shop. I don't take no notice. The only thing I threw away was there were some prawns that should have been eaten yesterday. I won't eat prawns if they're out of date because I once had a unfortunate experience with prawns. So they went in the bin. Sadly, I'd forgotten about them. I'd forgotten I'd bought them. That's the one thing I won't eat out of date is prawns. I'll eat anything else, but not prawns. They went in the bin. I'd forgotten I'd bought it. It was a salad. It was a prawn salad I got from Marks and Spencer's, and I forgot all about it. Yeah, shellfish is tricky. I won't eat that out of date. Anything else I don't bother about, but shellfish especially. No, I was once very poorly after. I didn't even know they were out of date, to be quite honest, but I bought them fresh, but they mustn't have been as fresh as the fishmonger said they were, if you know what I mean. So ever since then, I've been a bit wary about, prawns, shrimps, prawns, things like that. So they went in the bin, sad to say. Cost me £3 odd. Or maybe £4, I think. But they went in the bin anyway. It's not worth it. Not worth risking it, because I wouldn't have been eating them today. I would have been eating them tomorrow. So they would have been 2 days out of date. So no way. In the bin they went. You got sick after clam. Yeah, fish can be funny, can't it? Shellfish especially. I won't eat mussels because I always think, if they're slightly open, they can be so off, can't they, mussels? You've got to get them when they're closed, solid, haven't you? Then when you heat them, then they open up. I eat fish, but I don't eat a lot of shellfish. I don't eat lobster and crab and stuff, not very often anyway. I mean, I quite like lobster, but I get sick of trying to poke everything out of its claws, You pay a fortune for a lobster, don't you? Then you spend ages trying to get the meat out the claws. I only buy crab if it's dressed. Yeah, the Queen none of the royal family will eat shellfish because, yeah, they're frightened of food poisoning, aren't they? Well, especially if you go to the third world countries like they used to do. The water that the shellfish have been living in. I mean, they're bottom feeders. I don't know whether it's true, but I did read that Jewish people won't eat anything that's a bottom feeder, if you know what I mean. Like prawn or anything that's down on the bottom of the seabed. But I don't know whether it's true. I've never asked anybody who's Jewish whether that is true or not. That was just something that I heard along the way. It could be one of those myths that people spread. Oh, it's true, is it? I have got an arrow. It's a mint arrow, but it's only a small one. Because I bought a package for Christmas of assorted, but they're all like mini bars, if you know what I mean. They're not the big bar like I normally have, just a mini bar. I hope I don't mess up my blood sugars this Christmas. Because I bought biscuits and stuff like that. But it's not Christmas if you don't have a chocky bicky, is it, I'm not hoping to go mad, but I just want a couple of chocky bickies, yeah. They are to share with the family, they're not just mine. So no doubt my son will wolf a few down and then blame me if he puts weight on. I've lost loads of weight since I stopped eating them. That's why I'm only eating a mini bar, not a big bar. Normally I don't eat chocolate at all. I stopped eating chocolate more than a month ago, I think. These are the first biscuits I've bought, again, in about 5-6 weeks. And I've not had any cake. Well, I tell a lie. I have a cake when I go to Knit Club. They have cakes or little tiny little cakes. I will have one of those. But that's the only cake I eat all week. So I don't feel too bad. They're just little mini cakes, you know, the little Mr. Kipling, usually. That we have on a Wednesday night, yeah. But by and large, I won't eat them. Don't buy cake, don't buy biscuits, don't eat chocolate. This is rare. But my diabetic nurse did say, if you want some chocolate, just have a small amount. Otherwise, you'll just start to crave it, and then you'll start wolfing a great big bar down. So I stopped doing my blood sugars. I got fed up with stabbing my finger. Hi. Word be true, Trish, isn't it? Hi, Trish. Do you know, I'm finding this extremely sweet. That's probably because I've not had anything into it. I never found it very sweet and sickly before, but I am tonight. It's really, really sweet. Perhaps I'm losing my chocolate taste. Oh, I hope I do. I used to be really addicted to chocolate. I had to have it every day. We've not got a Shad. I don't know where Shad is. Some of the usual suspects are here, but not Shad and not Kaz. Perhaps Shad's gone fishing for his supper. Oh, so I've got a bit of cold coffee left. I thought I'd drunk it all. Yeah. I don't mind iced coffee. Oh, Jane's always a price. She just sewn something up wrong, so she's a bit cross with herself. She needs to unpick it and sew it back the right way. So we're all hoping that she doesn't snip anything she shouldn't. Yeah. Right, I need my fishy. Ooh. Because I have got, my son wrote me a dandelion and burdock. Ooh, it's part of my Christmas treat. A dandelion and burdock. Oh, you're pouring that wrong, Jelly. You've got about 5 inches of froth there. Cheers. I am using the glass. I'm not completely uncouth. My couth is not on. I am very couth. Is that a word? Because you've been busy doing your tree, decorating. Good job. I didn't do the tree. My son did the tree. I think I showed you the tree, didn't I? I don't think you can see it actually from the angle I'm at. No, you can't. You can see the top of it. That's all you can see. The chair's in the way. Now my son did the tree while I was out. Cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas. Right, get on with your crocheting, woman. Get going. Now my fingers are sticky from eating those dates. Dashing through the snow. It looks like grape juice. No, it's dandelion and burdock. I don't mind a bit of dandelion and burdock. Can't beat it. I've got my Baileys for Christmas Day. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all of us, yeah. And I should be back before New Year, I think. Yeah, next Saturday is the 30th. So I'll be back before New Year, but I won't be here New Year's Eve, obviously, because everybody will be doing whatever they do on a New Year's Eve. I won't be doing much else, just watching the telly. We used to always go out New Year's Eve. We never went out at Christmas because when my son was small, we always spent Christmas Eve with him. But we always used to go out New Year's Eve because we used to belong to a squash club and they always had a fancy dress. Every New Year's Eve, they always had fancy dress. So my mum and dad used to look after my son on New Year's Eve because they didn't go out. But Christmas, we always had. One year, he was only very tiny. One year, he went to my mum and dad's Christmas Eve, and oh gosh, I missed him opening his presents and everything. And I said, I know he was only about one, but I said, oh, never again. No, I'm not doing that again. Right. June sent a. My friend June is going mad posting all sorts of things. Oh, she's made a coat hanger with a teddy bear on it. She made me years ago Shaun the sheep. And over the years it got lost or some kid must have wanted it, stole it, whatever you want to say to it. So she's made me another one on that one. You can see it. Oh no, it's gone to that again. Oh. She's made me another. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. She made me another Shaun the sheep. I don't know if you can see it or not. Shaun the sheep. Oh, hi, Nancy. Yeah, she's been busy doing all sorts of things, yeah. Oh, look at that. Jane, look at that. Look what she's painted. Jane likes that, don't you, Jane? She's into animals. She's always putting on, what animals need rescuing or something like that. A page is full of them. Cats that need rescuing and dogs that need, oh God. You need what do you call it? A rescue centre, wouldn't you, some of them are gorgeous, the dogs, aren't they? But you can't take them all in, can you? You haven't got room for them all. Yeah, it's full of dogs and cats, a page. But as I say, you can't save them all, can we? Road closure. No more tinkles, please, on my phone. I'm just busy crocheting, crocheting. I'm busy, busy crocheting. I watch a lady called Crafty Nana, and she's over in Malaysia at the moment. She found these thrift shops, second-hand shops, whatever you want to call them. Some of the outfits she's bought are fantastic for like a couple of pounds, and I'm like, oh, I can't find anything here at all. People here do not thrift anything that I would wear. I must have gone in about 8 charity shops the other week, and there wasn't one thing I would give house room to. I obviously need to go to a different district. Hey, still, I love watching her because she makes me so envious. So it has to be. I haven't done Vinted. I've never bought anything from them yet. It has to be eBay for me. It's about the only place I ever find things, apart from full price ones, of course, like in Moonbeams and Mayhem, which cost me an arm and a leg. What am I making? I'm making the fairy, what's it, jacket, which please do not buy this pattern because it is a, I nearly swore there. It is not a pattern I would recommend anybody to buy. That is what I'm making. Oh, you've made your own. Do you know, I haven't sent a Christmas card for the last 10 years and nobody's noticed yet. Just shows how popular I am. That pattern, yeah. I'm on the hood now. I've done the main body, I've done the sleeves, I finished up just looking at the picture. And I'm not on my own because people on Ravelry have all had trouble with it as well. So it was nice to know it's not just me that's thick. Yeah. If I'd have looked at the people making things on Ravelry, I would have never started it because, God, some of them are so, I shouldn't say this, shouldn't be rude, should I? But some of them are so ugly. Oh, your thumb's busted. My left hand, as you know, is waiting to be carpal tunneled. Yeah, I think what's happened is a lot of people who can't get the tension like I couldn't, have gone up with thicker yarn. And so a lot of them, instead of being a fairy jacket, which is light and ethereal, they're like chunking, great thunking things, And you've got this feeling that if they wear them or if they wash them, they should be wearing floor length jackets before they've done. Yeah. So I'm looking at them thinking, no. One lady had done hers in an absolutely vile sort of multicolored yarn, and I'm like, why would you do a pineapple design in a multicolored yarn? You can't see it at all. Yeah. I was smiling at a post on Facebook today. A woman was saying, is it all right for me to carry on crocheting after I've had a cataract surgery? Has anybody else been told not to? I said, well, they didn't tell me not to, but then again, I didn't tell them I crocheted. So, so I carried on crocheting after I'd had my eyes done. Found difficulty reading at first when I had my cataracts done. I had to wear me Your 3 times magnifying glasses, yeah. But apart from that, I was all right. Christmas tree's going soon, yeah. I remember my friend, I think I told you, my friend's dog backed into the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, and it was a real one, and all the needles fell off. We could not stop laughing because we'd had a few, you know, young, silly, had a few to drink. And it was Christmas Eve, and we could not stop laughing. And she goes, "What am I going to tell the kids when they get up in the morning? There's this bare tree." She'd obviously had it too long and it had gone dry. I mean, I think they're a lot better now, these real trees, aren't they? I think they coat them with something to keep the needles on them. Whenever I had a real tree, the cat used to climb up inside it. And his head had come poking out somewhere from the branches halfway up the tree. I love Christine Omdell's patterns. They are lovely, and I've got 3 of her books. But she does very, very fine yarn on a very big hook. And I can't get tension. Mine look like dish rags. Connie's identifying as a tree, and I'm Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. We're talking about how you want to identify as something different. Yeah, I'm identifying as a rainbow. Not a rainbow, a reindeer. Yeah, Christine Omdell's absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. But I've not made anything because I can't get gauge. You want to be a Frosty, right? Okay. What, Frosty the Snowman? Or do we have to say snow person? A snow woman, right? Okay. Oh dear. I want to be a fantastic crocheter and finish this up before tonight. It ain't going to happen, is it? It ain't going to happen anytime soon. I've probably done about a fifth of it. I don't know how long a hood's got to be. It doesn't tell me. It just says make a hood. Or she just gives you rows, which if you don't get gauge, telling you how many rows is just a waste of time. You want to be a nutcracker soldier? Right, okay, we'll let you be one of those tonight, Jane. Tonight, Matthew, Jane wants to be a nutcracker soldier. Go through the curtains into the mist, Jane. If you're in America, you probably won't have a clue what we're talking about. There used to be a program called Stars in Your Eyes, and you get somebody come on and say, I want to be Cher, or I want to be Meatloaf or something. And they would go in this mist of whatever, and they would walk into the mist, and then they would come back out looking nothing like Cher or nothing like Meatloaf and sing a song. But he always used to say they always used to say, tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Cher. Or tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Meatloaf. So tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be a reindeer. But it has to be Rudolph. I've not been one of the others. Oh, talk to Jane. Jane's got a house full of nutcrackers. She's nutcracker mad, aren't you, Jane? I've never really been into nutcrackers, really, no. Elephants are my thing. Parcel man, the Every, woman, man, whatever it was, delivered my parcel to the wrong house. They took it to number 8 instead of me, number 9. Number 8 is like other end of the street. They don't run logical on this street. And I went to number 8 to pick up my parcel. And he had an elephant on his front doorstep. I thought, oh, they're my kind of people. They've got elephants on the front doorstep. I do like my elephants. I picked up an elephant while I was in, I think it was Dunelm. But it was £25. I thought, I don't like an elephant that much. It wasn't even that nice of an elephant. It was probably one of those plaster casty ones that were painted. You know, maybe 10 quid maximum. £25. I thought, no, thank you. Put the elephant back again. I've got elephants all over the place. They're not on this side where you can see them. They're on the other side over there. And my elephant picture's over the other side where you can't see it. I don't know why I like elephants. I've always liked elephants. I had a lovely one that was all like glitter tiles on it. But I had it in the window at Mountside, and the sun used to beam in that house. That house was such a warm house. I do miss it. And it cracked all the elephant, and all the little glittery tile things fell out of it. So it was such a shame because it was a lovely elephant. It was all glittery. Gone are the days when the sun comes beaming in here. It never can see the light of day in this room. Coldest blinking room in the house, this. I should have noted which way the sun went when we bought this. It faces all the wrong way for sunshine. That's why it's so cold. I went in my bedroom annex while I was doing my makeup tonight, and it were howling a gale. Absolutely howling. And when it's cold here, my goodness, is it cold. The wind blows off that sea. I don't know which sea it is, but I think it must be the Arctic Sea. I think it must come from Iceland. Oh, that's nice. It's nice when you keep things. I wished I'd have got, I told you the other week, my nativity got accidentally thrown away, which I was very upset about because I'd had that from being a child, yeah. I've not got anything really left from when I was a child. My mother was a great thrower-outer. If you didn't play with something for 5 minutes, it went in the bin. It was gone. I never had anybody that brought me anything. My friend who lived 2 or 3 doors away from me when I was tiny, her brother was an awful lot older than her, and he was in the army or the navy or something. And he used to bring her back like kimonos and embroidered pajamas and little satin slippers when he came home. I was so envious of her. I used to say, oh, Brian brings you such lovely presents back. Hi, Lilac. Roses, Merry Christmas to you. And as a little girl, I used to think, oh, she's so lucky. Because, I mean, satin embroidered like kimono things were never heard of when I was a kid. I mean, now you can kind of buy them, can't you? But back then you couldn't. And little satin embroidered house slippers. Oh, thought they were the beautiful bee's knees. And he bought her like little pajamas that were like little, what do they call them, cheongsam? What do they call where they've got little frog button things down the front, you know, like little frog things made out of cord. Oh God, I thought she's so lucky having a brother that brings her all that back. Oh, you're going now, Connie. Good night then. Merry Christmas to you, dear. It's funny how things stick in your mind, don't it, when you're a kid? And then my cousins had a Pelham's puppets. Do you remember Pelham's puppets? They had strings and you played with them and they danced and that. I was so envious of that puppet. I kept saying, can I have a puppet? I mean, they were so expensive even back then. Can I have a puppet? You know, my dad's like, no, no. You don't realise, do you, when you're younger, that, you know, your parents can't afford stuff like that. But there's only certain things I was ever envious of. And then another girl down the street, she had a twin, like a doll silver cross pram, with two dolls in it. Jean Bailey, she was called. Oh, and I thought, oh my God. But her parents were a lot older. She was a much longed for little girl. I can't remember whether she was adopted or whether she was just a very late baby. But they spoiled her something terrible. And she had this beautiful silver cross trim pram with two dolls. I was lucky if I got one doll. But things stick in your mind from when you're kids, don't they? When you're thinking, oh. And she never let anybody play with it, you know, like we used to always share, let each other play with each other's toys, but she would never let us play with that doll's pram. Whether her mother had said, don't let that oi polloi play with your pram, you know, I don't know. But we never played with her pram. She never let it out of my sight. I mean, we were a bit of a scruffy lot, us lot, you know. She probably thought, oh, don't want them scruffy lot angling in the pram with the dirty little hands, you know. Eh, things that stick in your mind when you're a kid, innit? What you're jealous of, yeah. Yeah, they're the best kind to have. I didn't have any bachelor uncles or aunties that spoiled me. I had one auntie that made me a whole layette for the $1 had. Beautiful it was. She made it in blue. But she did a dress, knickers, booties, mittens, everything. You loved your... I never had a walker doll. That's another thing my cousins had. A doll that was life-size nearly to them and walked. I never had one of them. No, my auntie, she made me... Oh, it was gorgeous. Even had a pram rug and everything. I thought it was everything. It had vest and knickers, she knitted it, and a dress and a coat and a bonnet. I loved all that little outfit. She made it all in really fine wool and all. It was like about a 2 or a 3 ply she knitted it all in. God, it was, I can still see it now. Lacy pattern, ribbons in it and everything. My mum, she must be mad. Doll rags, making all that for a doll. I never forgave my mum for calling them doll rags. So they're not doll rags, mum, they're clothes for my doll. Yeah, she said it every time. Every time I was playing with them, shift your doll rags out of the way. Shift them. My mother had no, I won't say no imagination, she just didn't understand that I loved clothes for my dolls and I loved things like that. She just wasn't into dolls at all. She thought dolls like were a waste of time. She thought doll prams were a waste of time. Same with my doll's house. She got rid of it as soon as she could. Um, she just, I don't know whether it was her upbringing, whether they never had toys, because she was one of 16, so they perhaps never had any toys. But she never wanted me to play with anything like that. You know, she didn't mind if I was drawing or painting or doing a jigsaw or something, but she had no patience. Hirschner's Craft, I've heard of them, Hirschner's Crafts, yeah. I think I'd mentioned last week I've still got in the shed the old McCall's um, knitting and crochet books or something. They were thick books. They used to come out 4 times a year. And I've had them from being probably 16, 17. They're falling to bits now. Some of them have lost pages and lost the fronts and the back covers and things, but I've still got them all. I loved those books. They were full of sewing, embroidery, knitting, crochet. And the adverts used to amaze me, you know, things that you could get in America that we'd never seen in England, you know. Oh, my mother would never make me any doll's clothes, no. My mother had no patience for things like that. She was a bit like me in many ways, my mum. She only ever made things that people wore. She'd no time for frilly, frippery things. Like my auntie used to make, you know, the crocheted, very fine crochet doilies and things. Oh, my mum had no time for that. If you couldn't wear it, she didn't want to make it. She was a bit like me, really. I think that's probably where I get it from. My crochet has to be like practical. You know, like I can't see the point of amigurumis, you know. You might make one, but what the heck do you do with all the other 950 million that you make? Um, you know, I've got, like I said, that's why I think I've got no time for cross stitching and 5D whatever, because I can't see the point. You know, if you can't wear it, what's the point? I can see the point of a scarf. I can see the point of a shawl and a hat. But people who make like pot holders and dishcloths and stuff like that, I really can't see the point after you've made a couple. You know, what's the point of making like 25 washcloths? You know, what's the point? You only need a couple and then they go in the washer, don't you? What do you do? Wash your face once and put it in the washer? I can make clothes all day long. You know, my head just thinks of ideas. I look at things. I look on Ravelry and there's like pages and pages and pages of toys and amigurumis and washcloths and stuff, and I go, vroom, vroom, vroom. And eventually I get bored and tick on clothing. You know, like, please don't show me anymore. I just want to look at cardigans, sweaters. But Ravelry is full of amigurumis and washcloths and stuff. Page upon page of the things. Am I the only one that gets bored with it? Or do you honestly go and look through Ravelry and look at everything that's on there? My wrist is hurting. This isn't good. I want to finish this. My wrist's hurting. Well, they're useful. My aunt used to make those crochet toilet roll covers, like crinoline ladies. You know, we all had to have one. Need to put my strap on, my wrist is hurting. I've got a selection of... I wish they didn't all have Velcro on, because the Velcro gets stuck on everything you crochet. I know it's useful and handy, but they obviously don't think of crafters, do they, when they put Velcro on everything? Maybe that'll hold my wrists while I must move my wrist around too much. It's the same with my left hand. I do that with my left hand. Well, I tension with the left hand, and I'm not surprised, Jane, if you're unpicking that, what you went wrong. Not surprised you've got an headache. I'd leave it till daylight, or is it daylight where you are? Make sure you don't cut anything you shouldn't. I keep forgetting you've all got daytime and I'm at night, yeah. I was listening to Il Divo before, if you've heard of them. And people are saying, like, oh, this new guy, he's not Carlos. And I'm thinking, well, he isn't Carlos. Unfortunately, Carlos has passed away. They've got to do the best they can with a replacement. I mean, what they're supposed to do? Give up. Not sing anymore just because Carlos passed away. They make me angry when they say, well, he's no Carlos. Of course he's not. But they're doing the best they can. No, not me. I've got no plans. I don't know about anybody else that's got any New Year celebration plans. I've not celebrated New Year since, I think the millennium was the last time I went out for a party. And I spent all night in tears because a guy that I was absolutely madly in love with had just finished with me. So my millennium, my year 2000, didn't start off very well. So that was the last time I went anywhere for New Year. I used to go out New Year's Eve. My ex and I used to go down to the squash club where they did a fancy dress. Every New Year's Eve was fancy dress. It's not the squash club anymore. It's changed into a hotel and it's all altered. It's not the same anymore. I did have some photographs somewhere of me dressed up in costumes, but the best one we ever did, I never got a photograph. We dressed up as Pierrots. You know, with the white costumes with the pom-poms down the front and the pointy hat with the pom-pom. And we had our face made up by a lady who was a professional makeup artist. No, don't do a high tea. We just have lunch, a late lunch, and then my family are going out Christmas Day. They're going over to my daughter-in-law's family because they're having a party on Christmas Day evening. So they're staying out overnight and coming back Boxing Day. They're taking the dogs with them, so I'll just have Christmas Day evening on my own and most of Boxing Day probably. So it'll be a nice quiet Christmas for me, but I'm used to it. I spent multiple Christmases on my own, so it doesn't really worry me. Your yarn broke, you got to start again. Oh, you're joking. That's the trouble when you're rushing to finish something off. You make more mistakes, don't you? Well, there's so many idiots on the road. That's the trouble with Christmas Eve and, New Year's Eve. There's people who will have a drink and then they will get in the car and drive. And even though you don't do it, it's the other people, isn't it, that you're bumping into. I nearly got mowed out one Christmas Eve. It was during the day as well. I was going home from work and this guy came across the traffic lights on red, straight past me with a whisker and hit the pub wall, smacked into a pub wall. I thought, well, you've not been drinking. Anyway, I thought, I'm not stopping. I just went round him and carried on going. So I'm not staying. You're crocheting colourful, some children, and putting in a stuffy in a book, yeah. Yeah, but that's what I mean. It was only about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Trish. You think you're safe, don't you? At that time. But obviously, no, he'd been drinking at lunchtime. He had to be drunk to go through the traffic lights on red and nearly smack into me and then hit the wall. I was just grateful he missed me by a whisker. But I wasn't staying around to find out what were happening. Other people went running to see if he was all right. I just went round him and carried on my journey. I thought, I'm not getting involved. Thank God he didn't hit me, otherwise I would have had to stay. A friend at Knit Club, she's made everybody like them crochet, not baskets, the crochet bowls or whatever you want to call them. And she's made them all a throw blanket or whatever you want to call it to go in with them. I wouldn't have the patience. I would not have the patience. I did one throw in granny squares and that finished me off. It's on my chair and I don't like it because it's pink. Pink is not my colour. But I have to cover the chair because the chair's beige. Beige is worse than pink, so at least it covered up, isn't it? If it's, I have another one that my mum made, but my mum did that. What do you call it? That invisible circle to start off her granny squares with. And unfortunately, she didn't do it very well, so they've all started coming apart from the middle. Every time I wash my mum's blanket, I have to darn it up again. In what do they call them? Magic loop or something, magic circle. I don't know what she did wrong, but obviously she didn't secure it properly. It's all started coming apart from the middles. I might buy another throw, or take this blanket that everybody made me for my 70th birthday and put that over the chair. Take that pink thing off, stick it somewhere. It was my daughter-in-law wanted all pastel colours. You know me and pastel colours. No. Pastel is not in my repertoire. It's like beige. Beige is not in my repertoire either. I have one cardigan that every time I wear it, everybody says, "Oh, isn't that cardigan gorgeous?" And it is the most hated thing in my wardrobe. It's beige, and I absolutely loathe it. And I'm convinced that when I was trying to sell my crocheting, if I'd have done a whole wardrobe of beige things, I would have sold them. Ugh. But it went against the grain. I couldn't make myself crochet all that beige. I couldn't. You know, when you're crocheting something you hate and you can't get on with it. That's what I'm like if it's a colour I don't like. Time to sign out. All right, Trish, you enjoy yourself. Merry Christmas. Well, you'll see me on the 30th, which is next week. It's not quite New Year, is it? It's the eve before New Year's Eve, next Saturday. So I should be on then. I might do a video in between, but I don't know. I can't really do a video of this cardigan, really, because I'll have to give it to her. I might take photographs of it before. Yeah, kids love blankets, but I think adults are a bit... You have to be careful who you make a blanket for with an adult, don't you? I mean, fortunately, mine was all granny squares, all different colours, and I love bright colours, as you know, so everything went with me. My granny square blanket that was made for me by other people. But the pink one I made myself, no, I absolutely loathe it. Every time I walk in there, I think, oh, God, pink. Do I have to look at pink? I'll look for another throw, you know, when I get... And I've recovered from the Christmas money. I've got to pay for a chimney sweep and my glasses and something else in the new year, so I'm still going to be broke in the new year. I need to recuperate before I spend any more money. It's that Christmas feeling, people. Where no matter how much you save up, you never seem to have enough saved up. And I refuse to go into debt, because then you're paying catch up for the rest of the year, aren't you, if you go into debt? I've done it in the past and swore never again. Gone into debt to buy Christmas presents and that. And then it's taken me till about March to gather, you know, to pay it all back to myself, if you know what I mean. So I promised myself never again, not doing that again. Nothing goes on that credit card. I've got one, but it's for emergencies. Christmas presents do not count as emergencies. Oh, it's all right, this. It's keeping my wrist firm. At least the pain's stopped. I can carry on crocheting. I'm always buying these sort of things, you know, then I find I can't wear them or something. This one annoyed me because it keeps getting fast on me. The Velcro keeps getting stuck on everything I'm doing. So that annoys me intensely. Little things annoy me these days. Getting old and crabby. I'm not turning into a sweet old lady. I'm turning into a rat bag. I've decided. Turning into an old rat bag. A female Mr. Meldrew, Victor Meldrew. Well, Shad must have gone fishing. He's not around, is he? And I know Chris was going out, so he's obviously gone out. Nathan's probably nodded off somewhere or gone off watching something on the telly. And Kaz must be either working tomorrow or she's still recovering from her COVID. Lots of people are putting on Facebook that they've caught COVID. I thought it was all long gone. Apparently it must be making a comeback. Oh, this hood's going to be a long time crocheting. I do hope I get it finished. Yeah, it's a candle I bought me years ago, and it's got like a nativity scene round it, but I've tried to show it to people and you can't see it because the candle's glowing. The candle's blowing in it. It's got like a night light in it. And it's like got shepherds and the nativity scene, and it's supposed to move and go around, but it doesn't. The heat from the candle's supposed to make it spin, but it never has done. My auntie bought it for me years ago. Merry Christmas, Nancy. See you next week, maybe. I won't say in the new year because it's only the 30th next week. And all being well, I should still be here. And then after that, it'll be 2024. This stitch is fine, but it hurts your wrist because you're twisting all the time with it. It's sort of a shell pattern. It's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be just done in trebles or double crochet here in America. But I decided that is too plain. So I'm doing it in this pattern, which is the pattern I did the bodice in. But it's not growing. Not growing fast enough. I never thought I was a slow crocheter, but you know, when I watch some people on YouTube, either they speed it up or they are a much faster crocheter than I am. You know, people like Jonah, he churns out all sorts, doesn't he? Yeah, I bought 10 balls, 10 100 grams, Lydia, so I didn't know how many I would need. I can always use the balls up, well, especially in purple. You know what I'm like. I always overbuy for everything. Your son went looking for one and was asking where's baby Jesus. My baby Jesus is on the window bottom. I don't know where Joseph is. I think Joseph's fallen down the back of the sofa. So Mary is standing next to a shepherd at the moment. I'm sure there was a Joseph, but my daughter-in-law put my nativity up for me. So I don't know where Joseph is, but he's definitely not there. But as I say, the dogs jump up to look out the window, so they could have knocked him down the back of the sofa. I'll need to have a look before we put everything away. See if I can find Joseph again. Otherwise, Joseph will be down the sofa till next year. That's the last of my bottle poured in. Hooper's dandelion and burdock. Sometimes they do, Lydia, sometimes. Oh, hello. Rosie's here, coming down the stairs. Stand by. Here she comes. Hello, Rosie. Hello, little girl. Are you supposed to be going out for a wee-wee? Go with Daddy for a wee-wee. We had a sing song at the. I went to the knit club from Cleveland's on Wednesday, and they were singing like choirs and that. I didn't know any of the words. I thought they've altered all these since I was a kid. I'm not into this new hymn book. I want the carols that I used to sing when I was a kid. They've altered the tunes, they've altered the words. I don't even recognise them anymore. I want to sing Away in a Manger like it used to be. Or We Three Kings from Bethlehem Are. Yeah, I want to sing the ones I know. I don't want all these newfangled things. We should leave them all alone. What's the point of changing them all? They're not going to modernise them. They're not going to entice more young ones in, are they? Just by changing the words of a carol. They're not going to say, oh, the young ones are all coming to church if we change the words. No. It's wonder they don't start singing the little baby person asleep in the hay. Mary's boy child, Mary's boy person, yeah, or Mary's person. Makes me mad. Can't be coping. Are you woke? Yes, I'm wide awake. Are you? Because you're obviously not. If you're letting everybody get away with this, you're obviously not awake at all. Oh, God, there would be, Lydia. Half of the ones they sing on telly are a complete mystery to me. I like the old-fashioned ones. I'm old-fashioned. I like the words that they used to be. Why change them? Why change the tunes? They start singing sometimes words I know, but tunes I don't. And I'm like, where are you going with this tune? I'll, I'll stay with what I know. I'm old-fashioned, I know. Plymouth needs to go potty, does she? Ours have just gone out by the sound of it. I don't know whether it's their last one before they go to bed, probably. They go to bed about now. I'll be going to bed in about a half hour. That's if I haven't finished crocheting this thing. I haven't even done a half of it. I may have done a third of the hood now. It doesn't tell me how big the hood is. There's no flipping measurements anywhere on this damn pattern. No measurements at all. Just tells me to do 18 rows. What's the gauge? Don't know what 18 rows is. 18 rows wouldn't fit a hood. Stupid pattern. She's even reduced the price from £11 to £9. I'm not being awful to some ladies in America, but she doesn't do big sizes. You know, these ladies who want 4X and 5X are just going to have a bit of trouble with this pattern. Because my pattern says large is a 36-inch to 38-inch bust. Hello. It's no wonder people are having to go up about 6 hook sizes, is it? To get the right size to fit them. There was only one lady who said it came out too big, but she was making it for a 10-year-old, so can understand why it was too big for a 10-year-old. But a lot of people didn't put the sleeves in. They just made it as a waistcoat. They probably got fed up, which I can't blame them. I need to find those wonderful blocking pins I got from that dreaded place, Temu. Oh God, if I see any more Temu hauls on YouTube, I'm going to put them on block. Why keep giving people free advertising? I don't know. You're doing them a favour, advertising this stuff. I do not wish to see the load of tax you bought from China. Gosh, it's getting warm in here now. I'm getting hot. And I can't take my cardigan off because my top's too big. I've got underneath. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. Oh, I wish I was like bewitched and I could go on my nose and this would be finished. I didn't think I was a slow crocheter, but I seem to be these days. It seems to take me forever to do everything. Oh, you're there, Nathan. I thought you'd nodded off. I thought you'd disappeared. I think Chris has gone out shopping. And no Shad. Oh, you're still here, you're just listening. Right, okay, we'll let you off then. That can't be very exciting for you if you're just listening to me droning on. Hey, my subscribers has gone up. I'm only a few short of 7.5 now, so if you know anybody who might just edge it up by about, I think it's about 30 I'm missing to get to 7.5. So if you know anybody you think might be willing to subscribe to me, because I used to be 7.5 and then it went down last year to 7.4. So I'm still scrabbling my way back to get to 7.5. Doesn't make any more difference to me, like money-wise or out like that. Saturday nights wouldn't be the same without me. Oh. When I'm in my dotage and I'm dribbling in my wheelchair, will you still say the same, Nathan? When I was a lass, I used to do this. I need to tidy out my shed, but honest to goodness, it's cold out there. I only went out to get my blocking boards and to reach me with some red sparkly yarn that I might decide to crochet myself something with over Christmas. I was debating between the red or the emerald green, and I thought, no, I'll do red. I know it's not Christmas, but I wear sparkles every time, sort of any time in the year I'll wear red sparkles. It doesn't have to be Christmas. And I like red. It used to be my favourite colour till purple took over. But I do quite like red. Anything as long as it's not a pale colour. And definitely not beige. Cream I will wear, but beige, no. I had 2 pair of beige trousers that needed shortening. And oh yeah, red for Valentine's Day. Somebody put a picture on Facebook saying that they had the Valentine's things out in the shops. Valentine's hearts already. And my other friend was put on that they had Easter eggs. I mean, for goodness sake. We can't even get Christmas over with now, can we, before they start with Valentine's cards and blinking Easter eggs? It'll be the sale on the Christmas wrapping paper and cards, won't it, next week? When everybody who's savvy goes out and buys all the wrapping paper for next year, if they've got loads of room and can store it somewhere. I used to have a friend who used to do that. She used to buy loads of presents and stuff on after Christmas, like that were, she put them away till Christmas. And I'm like, how do you know what people want next Christmas? I suppose she didn't care. She just bought them a present. The ladies' gift boxes and the men's gift boxes that were all reduced after Christmas. She used to buy all them and put them away for next Christmas. I'm not that organised. Plus, I don't have the room to store things. If you're on a limited amount of space for anything, you haven't got room to store loads of things. But I definitely need to get in the shed, but I'm not going in until the weather warms up. I just can't abide going in there. It's like icicles. I mean, I picked up a shawl and it was freezing. It wasn't wet or anything. It was just freezing. Yeah. You're not the only one who wants to twitch the nose, yeah. Yeah, if I have any cards left over, when I used to send cards, I'd put them somewhere safely. Do you lose them, yeah? How many times do you hide things away from yourself and then lose it altogether? I've got all sorts of things I know where they are. That safe place, yeah. If we knew where that safe place was, Nathan, we'd all be all right. I've got loads of things in safe places. And you would think I've only got like 2 rooms and a shed. You would think I would know where that safe place is, wouldn't you? I've lost my mum's heat pad that you plug in. It's only a little square thing like that and you plug it in. I've had it since I came here. I've used it since I came here, but can I find it? No. No idea where it is. Something is prickling me. Something is sticking in me. And I don't know what it is. You know when you feel like something's stabbing at you? It's usually some of that stupid invisible thread, isn't it? You know when you buy something that's got invisible thread? And they sew seams on trousers with it, and you're sitting there and it feels like you've got a flea stabbing at you. And it's that blinking invisible thread. And they have a habit of sewing labels in the back of things with that invisible thread, don't they? And you sat there and you go like that all the time because it's stabbing in your neck. Oh, if I knew where that safe place was, Nathan, I'd let you know. But I do not know where my mum's heat pad's gone. I was looking for it. I thought I'll plug that in. I thought, where's it gone? Gone, it's vanished. Absolutely vanished. I've got the ones you put in the microwave, but not the one you plug in. And my son's got the other one, my shoulder one. He's got that for his hip. You know, to keep his hip warm, because he's done something to his hip. It's like a chopping nerve, but it's not sciatica, it's a chopping nerve in his hip. He couldn't go to work this week. Oh, it's that. I thought I can smell a candle burn, and it's that, what do you call it? That tea light that's burning itself out. You know what a candle smells like when it's burning out? I think it's still flickering. Yeah, I've got all sorts of things that I know I brought with me. I never did find my sandals and my trainers. I never did. And every bag I brought with me, I've emptied it now. Every box I brought with me, I've emptied it. But I never did find the sandals and the trainers. Well, I look fabulous even with my black eye, because my eye makeup's gone. It's gone awry. You just came across us, did you? Oh, well, I hope you like us all. We're a friendly little bunch on here, yeah. We are a friendly bunch, most of the time anyway. Although we do have our minutes, don't we? When we get a troll, we have our minutes, yeah. Oh, it's growing a bit, isn't it? I haven't even done half of it yet. I was hoping to at least done half of it today. But it doesn't look like it's going to be done. Looks like I'm going to have to make myself get up in the morning. Maybe. Yeah, I think maybe. But I'm not in the mood for whistling tonight. I'll let you do the honours, Nathan. La 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 la. Whistle while you work. That always reminds me of Dad's army. Pike. Whistle while you work, Hitler is a jerk. He's half balmy, so's his army. Whistle while you work. I don't know what the original words were to it. I'm sure it wasn't that. Oh, what time is it? Oh, nearly time for the witchy now. Another few minutes. And it's time for me to... I can't say up the little wooden hill to... Is it the wooden hill to Bedfordshire? Can't say that because I don't have any stairs. Well, I do have stairs, but not the tiger one. You got to work on Christmas Day? Oh, poor you. Mind you, yeah, sometimes. It depends on your home circumstances, doesn't it? Sometimes you'd rather be at work. I've had times in my life when I would rather be at work. Hi, Lydia. Christmas always seems to be a fraught time if you're unhappy with your home life. You know, the rows always start, don't they, at Christmas? And anything that's niggling at you seems to be magnified at Christmas, especially when somebody's had a drink or two. My Christmases were never always very joyous, I must admit. We used to usually finish up having a row. Because I'd be running around like a scalded hen and he'd be sat there having a drink, yeah. So I used to get a little bit narky. See, as I'd wrapped all the Christmas presents up the night before and done everything else the night before. No, you've not missed much, no. You're still in with the in crowd. I'm still crocheting. I'm still not growing. Both Jane and I wishes we had noses like what's she called? From Bewitched, where you could grow and everything would get done. But sadly, it is not happening. I didn't think I crocheted slow, but it's not growing. I need to go on speed up, you know, we go zzz. Like some of these girls can crochet when they come on Instagram. I'm sure they must speed it up. I'm sure they can't crochet that fast. I've now got that Maya Luna, whatever she's called, putting things on Instagram saying, you can earn so many dollars by doing kind of nothing or something, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, go away. Send me so much and I'll tell you how to do it. Yeah, all right then. Yeah, Samantha, you're right there, Val. Samantha. Have you seen her, Nathan? That Maya, what's she called? Maya Luna. She wants to tell us all how to make a fortune with the crocheting, but you have to send her some money to find out. That's how she's making the money, isn't she? Some idiot's going to send her money to find out. Huh. It's like those motivational speakers. They make their money motivationally speaking. You don't make it up. What's it on? It's on Instagram or something. She's on them shorts on YouTube. What's she called? Maya Luna Caucazon or something she's called. And she's going, how to make money making with crochet, how to make $100 or something. And I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm really going to send you somebody to find that out, yeah. She's the one who's always prancing about in a bikini. I used to watch her when she used to do YouTube videos. She used to be interesting when she was doing proper things. But since she's gone all like hippie trippy and whatever, I don't like her anymore now. Yeah, have you not seen her recently? She's getting on my wick now, Nathan. You know, dancing to the moon and stuff in a bikini and prancing about like some lunatic. I think, oh, put your clothes on, woman. Well, if you look at her latest ones, she's on about how she makes $100 a day or something daft. Well, she will if people keep subscribing to her and paying her money, won't they? She will make. I could make $100 a day. Send me $50 and I'll tell you the secret of my non-success. Well, I mean, if you watch motivational speakers, they never actually tell you how to do anything. They just tell you what you should be doing. And they're telling you how they do things, but they never actually tell you how you can do it. Think positive. Yeah, we can all do that. We can all think positive. I don't need anybody to tell me. I don't need to pay $50 for somebody to tell me to think positive. You can think positive all you want, but if you're not crocheting the right things, they won't sell. They make me laugh. Like I say, it's like them sweet young things that have invented. She's she left her she left her partner, didn't she? She lived with in Germany. She left him, I don't, and then she's gone hiking all around the world. She's been here, there, and everywhere, and finished up doing yoga retreats and God knows what else. She hardly ever does any crocheting these days. If she does, she only does half of a bikini. It's like a lot of them, they're only in the money, that's all they're interested in, is the money, money, money. I wish I was just money minded, but I'm just not. I'm not dedicated enough to be money minded. I'm not prepared to put the work in making all the videos and making all the things, I'm not prepared to do it. If I was younger and my life depended upon it and I had no other income, I mean, my pension may be a pittance, but at least it's regular. I'm not on the breadline, if you know what I mean. I suppose if I had to earn my keep, I might be a bit more into it, but I'm not. I never started the YouTube video for that. I never started thinking it was going to be a business. I just started it because it was easier than writing a blog, to be quite honest. I used to write a blog, put pictures on it and write and that, and it took me ages to do each one. And you don't reach a big audience when you do the blogs and that. So I got fed up with it. I thought, well, it'd be easier if I just talked. So that's the only reason why I went into YouTube, because I could talk it instead of writing it down. And I could show things instead of having to take photos and stick them on. I mean, I haven't even used my Urban Gypsy page for such a long time. I used to put my videos on there, but nobody ever watched them, so. I used to put my projects on there, but nobody ever watched them, so I thought, it's still there, it's on Facebook, but I don't think I've written anything on there for months now. It takes up so much of your day, writing things down and even making videos. It takes an hour and a half out of your day. I mean, it's nice to do them and I don't mind doing them, but you know, there's no money in it. It tickles me how some people, I won't name a name, that says she's not making any more videos because she doesn't want to get the taxman to have her money. And I'm like, God, you've earned enough for the taxman to be interested. If I added up all the money I've ever made over the last 5-6 years, the taxman wouldn't be interested. It's been about 3 months since I had a payment from YouTube. It takes me about 3 months to earn 60 quid. Not exactly a wage, is it? Not exactly anything the taxman's interested in. Oh, to be in that bracket. To earn more than, what is it, 12 grand or something before you have to get taxed if you're a pensioner. No chance of that. Dee 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 dee. Money, money, money. It's so funny in a rich man's world. That used to be one of my signature tunes, that and Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight, but I couldn't care less now. I wonder what to do with a man after midnight now. I like a bit of ABBA. Like a bit of ABBA. I see George Michael's #1. He's knocked Shane off the #1 slot. Have you been whammed today? My friend said everywhere she goes, like, they play that tune, so she always writes on, I've been whammed last Christmas. Oh, they do, Lydia, yeah. Not that it would bother me, love, because I ain't got no savings, so. And I've never earned enough money to even remotely interest the taxman. She must get a lot more money than I do, that's all I'll say. A lot more people must watch her. I've decided nobody loves me, they don't bother watching. I've never earned the money, even though, like, sometimes there's 300 or 400 people who watch a video of mine. But maybe you've got to get thousands of people to watch a video before you get any payment. I don't know. I don't know what the logistics are. As I say, I've never gone into it because I've never been that bothered. I'm not prepared to knock myself out making videos every day and stuff like that, just to build up me, me ratings. Yeah, George Michael's dead, but it's wham! It's last Christmas. It's #1. It never made it the first time round because it got knocked off. Well, it never got to #1 because they did that Band-Aid one. Do they know it's Christmas? So he didn't make #1 the first time round, yeah. Yeah, I've got thumbs up tonight. Well, I got excited, yeah. Yeah, I know she's got multiple customers, but that isn't it that's putting up her money. I think it's the revenue that she gets off YouTube that, that she's bothered about. As I say, I never earn anything much. I get a little check maybe every 3 or 4 months I get. Advertisers mustn't like my videos, yeah. I don't want to say, Munchkin, I don't really want to say. She's a lady as old as me that does knitting. That's all I'll say. She's in England. But I don't want to call her out. I don't like calling people out. Ugh. It causes controversy. If somebody goes and says, oh, she was talking about you. Me. There's always somebody who wants to stir it with a big spoon, yeah? They do it enough on other channels. I don't want it done on mine. Right, people, I'm going to be wrapping up for the evening. I've had enough now. My wrist's starting to hurt, and I haven't got as far on with my crochet as I wanted to. So I'm going to pull my sports thing, whatever it is. Pull that off and get myself ready. Well, I hope you all have a lovely, lovely Christmas. And that Santa Claus brings you loads of prezzies. I have to wrap up the few. Yeah, the fastest knitter in the West, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not saying I don't enjoy her videos, Lydia. It's just, it kind of not irks me, but I just wonder how she does it. Getting so many people to watch her, It's just like, because she says the same thing nearly every week she comes on. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now before I get in trouble. Before somebody says, oh, you've been talking about her. So I'm going to go to bed and have hopefully a nice sleep. I can't even listen to me. I think I told you that something's gone wrong with me. I can tell you later on Facebook who I'm talking about, Nathan. Yay, Mum! Hey, Lydia's mum. Happy Christmas, Lydia's mum. Happy Christmas, whoever's left on here. There's quite a lot of people. Lydia, Munchkin, Nathan. I don't know about Chris. I think Chris has disappeared. I don't know who else is here. Yeah. Shall I say good night to you all? Have a happy Christmas. Oh, Jane's here, yeah. And happy whatever. I said Christmas, Nathan. You know me. Happy Christmas. I know you don't celebrate, but it's happy Christmas to me. So I shall see you all next Saturday, which it still won't be 2024. It'll still be 2023, won't it? So I say bye-bye. And I will see you all very soon. Happy Christmas.